All right, this is Deanna Marie, and welcome back here to the Clusie. And today we are going to be talking about how you are going to take everything that you've learned from God, and you are going to use that in this next part of your life. This blessed, abundance, perfect, happily ever after gift that He's giving you here. I guess it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be perfect for you. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so today, Bible reference. Hebrews chapter 11. Okay, this is like God's like Hall of Famers, faith. All these people had faith, unbelievable faith. It's like God's MVP for faith. Okay, so go through and read that. I'm just going to break it down how I feel like God wants me to dictate it to you. Okay, so faith. Some of you guys, when you went through your horrible, trying times, you had to learn how to have faith, because God, in those moments, God will give you a promise, something to hold on to so that you don't give up, right? And you have to, it's your job and responsibility to have faith while all of you're walking through those trials, okay? So, like, look at it from, like, David. David got told he was going to be king, right? But then, he's got Saul trying to kill him. He's running away from him. He's not king yet. He just has the promise of it. He doesn't understand how he's going to be king because Saul has children. It makes no sense. But God said it. He had faith to believe it. And he, had to walk through those trials, okay? Abraham, same thing. Got told he's going to have a child, He had to walk through the period of not having a child, but he held on to that. He had faith that he would receive what God promised him. And so that faith period, the period where you have to have faith, it teaches you things, valuable things that you need in order to have and maintain the blessing that you're getting ready to receive. And David, he used all of the battles and everything like that to teach him how to, be a good king, to rule over the people, to be a good warrior, to do all of that stuff. He had to learn those things and take it into the next spot. And when he applied those things to his life, he was blessed abundantly. When he stepped outside of God's will, God had to correct him, and he got back on track, and God still gave him the blessings and everything that he promised he would do. But you need to realize that there were very, very important things that you learned while you were struggling. Very important things. You learned how to communicate with God and rely solely on Him, because maybe you didn't have all that money in your bank account. You didn't know where it was going to come from. So you were up praying all day, all night, and you learned how to communicate with God. Maybe you wanted a spouse, and so God made everybody leave, and you had to work on yourself, and you had to go through some of those difficult things and learn about maybe things that weren't your best habits, and how you should how you could be a better wife, or how you could be a better husband, or patience. And I know if you ask for a spouse, I most certainly know that you had to learn patience on that journey, because that is going to be needed at all times. So maybe it was about your health. Maybe you had to learn certain things when you were going through that stuff. You had to fix the way you were eating. Maybe you weren't eating the healthiest. And so there were things that you learned along the way through the bad times, that now you're going to use these tools are what's going to keep you in line with God. They're going to keep you, close to Him, and you'll be able to maintain this blessing because you did it the right way. I already told you guys, the enemy, when he gives gifts, he gives them, there's always something that he requires in return. And also, his gifts come very quickly, and you don't have to learn anything to receive them, because he wants them to destroy you. You want fame? Okay, here, have it. He's going to make you a celebrity overnight, and the next thing you know, you're out here acting a fool. You've got you got to go to rehab, or you got to go do this other stuff because you were given something that you weren't ready yet for. Okay, now you've been trained. If you've gone through this period of patience and trials that you had to walk through with God, you've gone through that, and so now you will be able to handle it. But you also have to use everything that He taught you in those dark times, because if you don't, it's the blessing's going to destroy you or you're going to ruin it in the end. And so that's what he's wanting for you to make sure that take everything that you learned from him during those dark times and apply it to the positive times too, because the lessons were taught to you for a specific reason. Okay? So anyways, just Calusi advice here as always with Deanna Marie. So I will see you guys next time. Like, share, subscribe, and comment as always. Bye.